Hello ladies and gentlemen, Ariel here and welcome to Create 101. In this episode, I just want to share a couple of contraptions that I made in this little room so you have an idea of what the Create mod can offer to your gameplay. First off, let's see this cobblestone generator. As you can see, this cobblestone generator is being made by a waterlogged drill, a mechanical drill that's being powered outside with a creative motor, and up here we have lava bucket. Lava water goes into stone. We all know this Minecraft rule. And then the drill breaks the stone automatically that goes down this chute and feeds this chest. Let's take this cobblestone for example, go up this elevator and drop the stack down this crushing wheel. Sorry for the sudden interruption. The cobblestone is being processed by the crushing wheels and with time it will make gravel. So now we have the mechanical presses. To make the mechanical presses work properly, we can usually use them to make sheet versions of any material. For example, if I have iron ingot, I can take iron ingot and let's put 32 in each mechanical press and we'll see this slow animation into the press bending the iron like so. Okay, that's cool, that's a nice animation, and the iron sheet is used for many machines as we'll see. So okay, we have this setup here that contains zinc and copper. If we feed this little guy with wood, with the mixer we can make brass. You can see it now, but let's take the goggles, the engineer goggles, and see things being done. As you can see now, I can see the zinc and the copper being diminished to make brass. Let's move on to the encased fans. The encased fans are used to cook stuff. Like for example, if you put rotational power into the fans itself without any setup, they will propel air, but if you use lava, campfires or water, you have a different effect for each one of them. For example, let's take beef. For example, let's take a stack of beef and put it here in the campfire. With time, this beef will be cooked, and while at it, let's take iron ore. With a stack of iron ore, we'll make iron ingots, just like a normal furnace, but like this one works like a smoker and this one works like a blast furnace. But the best thing is that you don't waste fuel like coal or wood, because if you have rotational power going into the fans, like in a perpetual motion, you don't have to worry about coal anymore, and it works forever. So I have my stick done, and with some time I have my iron ingots. Make sure to take the items off the depot, because if you left them here they will burn. Let's see another machine. Let's see this one for example. Another thing we need in the Create mod is like, if I have an axe here and I make andesite alloys, one of the most important things in the mod, and I need to make andesite casings, this little block here. I just strip the wood with right click with the axe and then right click with the andesite alloy and I have andesite casing. I can break with the axe itself, or I can take a wrench, the most important tool within the mod. I just shift right click and get all the andesite casings directly into my inventory. But of course, with some time this will be tiring. Let's say for example, I want a stack of these. Man, this will take some time, because if I do so, like the way I said it to you, it will take some time to get a stack. Of course you can do this all day, but yeah, if you need like 2 stacks, this is just annoying. That's why we can automate stuff. I can take for example 32 oak logs here, put into this saw, and then the deployer will automatically put the andesite alloy into the stripped wood, and then we have andesite casings going into this andesite funnel, and then we have automatic andesite casing. Let me introduce you to Calton the cow. As you can see here, we have this food container. So let me take the goggles again so you can see how this works. As you can see here, this fluid tank has a capacity of 500 buckets of milk. As you can tell, this is filling up really quickly. This is chemically fast because I'll tell you why. We have here Cowton the cow that is eternally tortured because he's imprisoned in this red seat here, and this deployer is milking him eternally. And then the milk bucket goes down this drain, and the drain is being pumped by this copper pipe, and the pipe itself is directed to the fluid container. And we have this perpetual motion because the empty bucket goes into the brass funnel, and we have this ejector that puts the bucket here into this chute, and this configuration makes the empty bucket goes into the deployer again. It's an endless torture for the poor Cowton the cow, but as you can see again, we now have almost 60 buckets of milk, and when I start explaining, we just had like 19 buckets of milk. As you can tell, this is really fast and funny. Let's take Cowton for a vacation now, because if we use the redstone link or contraption will stop automatically. That's just how it works. I made a configuration with a redstone link that stops the farm with a clutch that it's inside here. I won't explain it too much, but it's basically a thing you can do to control every farm you have and make it less laggy, because if you have many machines working at the same time, your world may be laggy, so it's a nice thing to have a control setup, a control room, so you can turn everything on and off. We have this little wheat farm that works eternally, and we can do the same thing with the redstone link, but basically this has water, this has a mechanical bearing and a little storage for itself, but when this storage interface kiss one another, it makes the wheat and the seeds go down this chute and go down this barrel, and we have an automatic wheat farm. And finally we have our last quote-unquote farm, I guess, but we have Barry the parrot that wants to listen to a little song, so we have Hendrik the hand to help us out. So let's take oh my god, let's put the music, everything up here, and let's listen to the song. I have to use brute force to make this handbrake work, so let's do so. And as you can see, Hendrik is having his time. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you guys enjoy the series.